Morning, guys. It's brisk. It's a brisk morning, but I love these mornings. I think most fat guys do. Nice and chilly. It's justified to put your sweatpants on instead of your shorts. The fact that your body burns fat because of it's cold. Here's a funny one for you. But yeah, I'm about to start my day. I figured I'd do this little short. The video I posted last night was explaining what's going on this week, so it's a change. So I've got something to actually post about. I'm here at the TA. Like I said, I'd share about it. It's just a little hole in the wall. If you go over there and go around, you can go back around the building, and the truck parking is way back there, but all this is car entry. Yeah, it's right here across the way from Citco. I believe it was exit 66. I'll add that later when I double check. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm over here parked in the car parking just because I'm bobtail. Park's a bobtail. Just I gotta run down the road here about 15 minutes to this tow company, pick this trailer up for the company. From what I've gathered, the accident, I don't think there was any fatalities. I think it was, I'm not even sure. I think it was on the interstate. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was for the on-ramp. A driver was running about 70, and a car pulled out in front of him, or I guess past him, got in front of him, and started slowing down for the exit. Yeah, go figure, four-wheelers can't just stay behind the truck and get that exit. No, they got to try to pass them to get that exit. I guess because they're not paying attention to where that exit is. But yeah, apparently the truck wrecked into the car, or whatever it was. No damage to the trailer, but the trailer was basically empty. So he had no stopping power with those extra 4 axles, or extra 8 tires. And yeah, he just smashed into the car, whatever it was. I'm not sure what kind of truck he was driving. That's the one thing about, even though this is a small company that I'm with, I think we've only got a couple hundred trucks, which really that's not small when most people think about it. But for a trucking company, a couple hundred trucks isn't really big when you're thinking of like Snyder and Swift, which probably have a couple thousand trucks. I'm guessing all this. I don't know any of this for sure, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, so I might just wait and add this to the video tonight. I'm gonna probably do tonight, but I figured I'd give you that little shot of the TA. They do have a diner. It's apparently supposed to be pretty good. I've not heard any good things or bad things, but one few times that I've walked through, it smelled good. It was full of people. It says there's a Subway. I can't confirm that when I walk through. Or yeah, yes, there's a Subway. It's literally in the corner of the building where the Subway sign is on the building. So you got to go in the door and stick to this corner on this side of the building, which that does nothing for y'all, but yeah. So I gotta get this pre-strip started, and I gotta get rolling. So it's not often that I get off the interstate and actually get to take some of these side back roads, but I've got to take this one to get over to the tow company that's got my company's trailer. And I'm in Cottonland, or what is the word I'd be using? Territory. I'm in cotton territory. So I figured I'd throw the camera on and just, this will be part of it, but this could just be B-roll as well. The joys of bobtailing. I don't get to do that much, so something new. 180 or 170 something miles from Lebanon to here, where I stopped last night. Yeah, you forget how touchy these brakes are on these tractors. Oh, there's some cotton there on the left. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, but oh, there's some on the right. But good Lord. I think I'm gonna take one of my older phones and set it up in the window for a dash cam for when I want to record things like this, and I can just put it on Hyperloop, which just gives you a time lapse. That way I can keep listening to whatever I'm listening to, or keep watching whatever I'm watching, because I'm using my phone for everything. That's the modern life of a trucker. You don't have a phone, you have a multi-tool. Your phone's your GPS, your phone's your atlas, your phone's your phone. It's also your entertainment for when you're off and you're taking your 10 or your 34. Your phone is your lifeline to the rest of the world. It's also the little piece of sanity that keeps you from getting lost and going crazy. Yeah, there's some nice, cute areas back here in some of these roads. I wouldn't mind living in this area in Tennessee. I do know this. The Nashville area, not like the inner city, but the footprint that Nashville has put on the state, in the sense that if you go to the center of Nashville and go out in all directions, I'd say everything within 100 miles is now developed and not rural anymore like this. Like, you might find some areas like this around Nashville within 100 miles of it, but not 100 miles, let's say 50 miles from Nashville, a good hour. And it took me 3 hours to get from Lebanon to Brownsville here last night, so you gotta count that 30-45 minutes from Lebanon to Nashville, through Nashville, so it'll be about 2 hours. I grew up in an area about like this, but in parts of Alabama for a little while, and parts of Virginia and West Virginia. So I guess you could say I was country born and raised, and then I just kind of assimilated into the city life, but never like in the city, just like country city. Like, I've always lived within city limits since about junior high. It's been ages since I lived in an area where I could go out and safe, like, how do I say this? Hypothetically, as an example, go out and shoot a gun in any direction and not have to worry about hitting a person or neighbor or a bystander within range of that gun. Where, hell, half these people out here, you go out in the middle of this field and shoot a gun in any direction, you probably wouldn't hit anybody. That just being an example of the sparse population. Again, if any of these words aren't right, I'm sorry. English is not my forte. My thing was always literature. Funny, huh? I can read with the best of them, but don't ask me to use those words in my own conversing or to pronounce half of them correctly. Yeah, I just realized it's probably a little windy. I always like to roll with the windows down in the mornings once we hit fall, because get some of that fresh air the truck out a little bit and it not be freaking sweaty ball weather. It's bad enough being a big guy already getting swamp ass. You know, oddly enough, I think I've been to Brownsville before, because this is starting to look familiar. My first day driving ever on OTR was during my training. Or ORT, on the road training. I think we came down to Brownsville to pick up a thing of paper with my trainer. I want to say we came down here to pick up some paper. It was just this little hole in the wall area where there was a bunch of factories and warehouses. Industrial park, there we go, there's the word I'm looking for. Industrial park. There's a big industrial park. Like, you go and go and go and see nothing but country roads and fields, and then blam! It opened up and there was factories and warehouses all over the place. I don't exactly remember what it was called or where it was specifically, but I know we picked up paper, like big rolls where they stood from like the bottom of the floor of the trailer almost to the roof. They were standing on the ends. Oh no, they ruined that IROC. Oh, that poor IROC with them hoopty rims. Oh, if you didn't catch that, I'll try to catch it on the way back, because that was just, ugh, that was horrendous. Yeah, there's my 2 cents, and we're getting out of the country road, so I'm going to stop this for now. So, I got the trailer. It was pretty easy, looked it over, it looked like it was in good shape. But man, that truck was mangled. Like, it was mangled. And I know where I'm at. I was there. That was my first, just down the road from there. Literally, I could have went right by the place that I did my first pickup here in Brownsville. But I was following the pre-routed for the GPS, because I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going to follow it. I'm not going to try to get exploring. I'm going to try to figure out where to go. And yeah, I was like less than a mile at that A+ towing and recovery. It was less than a mile from where my first pickup was, here in Brownsville, Tennessee. And I'm like, I knew this road looked familiar. I know the name sounded familiar, Brownsville. But yeah, Brownsville, Tennessee. It was whatever the paper plant was called. It's still there. It looks like it's still open. There was trucks and doors. Yeah, I was like, okay. So, right back where you started from. Yeah, that was cool. It was kind of nostalgic, the fact that I got to go back by one of the first places I ever picked up at. Because literally, I started in Crossville, my first week of OTR of training, and I had to go from Crossville to Brownsville, Tennessee to pick up a trailer, or pick up a load. I think it was paper, if I'm not mistaken, it was paper. And then I had to turn around and then take that. Where did we take that? Because I don't think we delivered it. I think we did a drop and hook with it after we picked up the load and stuff. But yeah, that was cool. That really was nostalgic. That I'm right back where I started from 2 years later. That was pretty cool. There's some of those fields that you couldn't see. And I didn't go back the way I was going to show you that IROC with the hoopty rims, but there's some of the road. And I'm pretty sure I indirectly knew the driver because I saw the truck. I didn't know him in person, but I've talked to him a few times on the radio where I usually go pick up in Somerset, Kentucky. The guy had a white Volvo with black tribal dragons on it. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I know that truck. And then I went around, and then I looked around the side trying to find a company sticker on it because he was an owner-operator. And I was like, yep, that's him. There's the company sticker. Those are the white dragons that I always remember seeing on the Volvo. So yeah, I hope he was alright. It didn't look like it was too bad of an accident, like life-threatening for the driver of the semi, but I'm pretty sure that car looks like a crumpled beer can. Because not only did the Volvo have a bull bar, like the small low-profile one, it was also hauling a trailer that had empty racks in it. So there's a little bit of weight, but it was all on the fifth wheel, basically. There was no trailer axle weight. So he probably just skidded when he locked up the brakes to try to keep from hitting his car, and just slid because the traction, the weight wasn't there to make the traction stick. But yeah, that was pretty cool, going back to my first stop. So I made it to my first stop with 30 minutes to spare before they, I guess, shut down or close or stop loading. I'm not sure. Yeah. Brownsville, Tennessee to Richmond, Illinois. I think I've got 2.5 hours to spare. And I'm just at 9 hours on duty. I think that's some good time. But it's pitch black outside. So I've got a haul ass to a truck stop.